On the very first day of college, I somehow ended up bound to a movie queen system. And get this, its very first mission for me was to show up to registration wearing a dress. I completely braced myself for absolute social suicide, but through some crazy twist of fate, I became the entire school's ultimate dream girl for every guy on campus. Right now, at the gates of Shanghai University, a collective gasp was spreading through the crowd like wildfire. Whoa, who is she? Look at that vibe, that face. She's literally a goddess from heaven. All eyes were locked onto me like blazing spotlights. As I slowly made my way down the path, there I was, wearing a flowing, pure white French-style dress. The hem gently swayed with every step I took, looking like a pristine white lotus blooming right there on the asphalt. But honestly, all I could feel was a massive draft down below. I subconsciously tugged at the skirt. Holy crap, why is this dress so damn breezy? It feels completely empty down there. Is this what being a girl feels like? Suddenly, with a crisp ding, the system's voice echoed in my head. Host has stunned bystanders. Popularity points +1. The cold, robotic voice just kept spamming my brain nonstop. My mouth twitched in annoyance. If I had a choice, I'd gladly throw away all these useless popularity points, just to escape this massive public humiliation right now. Let's rewind to just 1 hour ago. I was chilling at home when that system's voice suddenly popped into my head. Ding! The All-Star Movie Queen system has successfully bound. This system aims to assist the host in becoming an ultimate superstar diva across film, television, and music. Dominate the entertainment industry. I instantly lost my freaking mind. Movie queen? Are you kidding me right now? I looked down at myself. Yep, all the original male parts were fully intact. Everything in perfect working order. Sure, my face might be a little on the pretty side. And my skin might be a bit fair, but that's still no excuse to treat me like a freaking girl. System, are you totally blind? I am a freaking dude. You should have given me a best actor system. Or hell, even a billionaire system would work. The system stayed completely silent for a long time. Finally, it just choked out one sentence. The system is already bound. Unbinding is impossible. Damn it, whoever wants this garbage system can have it. But just as I was about to completely give up, the voice echoed again. Bing, releasing beginner mission. Host must wear a dress and report to the Shanghai Drama Academy for freshman registration. Mission reward. The voice of an angel, talent. Mission assist. Master level makeup skills. I stared at the mission panel in dead silence. A dress? Wear it to registration? This isn't just social suicide. This is actual suicide. If anyone finds out I'm a guy walking onto campus in a skirt, how the hell am I supposed to survive the next 4 years of college? System, can we please change the mission? Giving me this is basically a death sentence. Detecting extreme emotional distress from the host. If you manage to complete this registration mission, an extra bonus of 10,000 in cash will be rewarded. My previously defiant eyes instantly lit up. That was 10,000 bucks. For a broke college student like me who just emptied out his pockets paying for tuition, that was an absolute fortune. I agree. I totally agree. System buddy, you should have just said there was money involved. Forget wearing a dress. I'd even go out in public like this. I was instantly fired up. It's just dressing up as a girl, right? Nobody knows me here anyway. As long as I don't feel awkward, it's their problem, not mine. Half an hour later, I was completely dumbfounded looking at the person in the mirror. Is this really me? The girl in the mirror had picture-perfect features, with a subtle, captivating charm in her eyes. Yet, she still looked so pure, with her long hair cascading down in a white dress as pure as snow. How the hell was this me? This was clearly a flawless anime girl brought to life. I even, actually felt my own heart skip a beat looking at her. Lord forgive me, I actually wanted to sleep with myself. I quickly chugged a bottle of ice water, trying to wash down that totally absurd thought. And so, I put on the special white dress provided by the system. Grabbed my suitcase. And back to the present. Standing right here on the main road of the Shanghai Theater Academy, I finally got it. Having confidence is one thing, but putting it into practice is a whole different ballgame. I really didn't expect the effects of this master-level makeup skill to be so mind-blowing. I thought I'd just look like a slightly pretty girl, you know, someone who wouldn't stand out in a crowd. But man, I totally underestimated the sheer power of these looks. I was literally a walking spotlight right now, turning heads wherever I went. I kept my head down, silently praying in my head, just wanting to get to the dorms as fast as possible to wash this makeup off. But of course, speak of the devil, just as I was rushing along with my head down, a shadow suddenly loomed over me. Right after, came a set of overly dramatic footsteps, followed by a few hushed, but clearly excited male voices. A guy with bleached blonde hair spoke up first, flashing a greasy smile he must have been practicing for 2.5 years. Hey there, junior, you must be a new freshman coming to register, right? I'm Jiang Bai, a junior from the acting department. Seeing you carry all this luggage, it must be super heavy, huh? Come on, let your senior help you out with that. Saying that, he immediately reached out to grab my suitcase. I instinctively took a step back. Are you kidding me? I'm a grown-ass man standing over 5'7". This tiny bit of luggage is a piece of cake. But the problem was, I couldn't speak right now. The mission wasn't finished, and my rewards hadn't hit my account yet. My voice was still my original, manly voice. The second I opened my mouth, my deep, rough vocals would instantly scare these seniors so bad they'd go limp on the spot. I pressed my lips tightly together, my face flushing an even deeper shade of red. But in Jiang Wei's eyes, that blush was an absolutely fatal temptation. Ah, the little junior is getting shy. Jiang Wei was thrilled on the inside, totally thinking he had a shot. These pure, innocent little bunnies were the easiest to score with. Don't be scared, don't be scared. Your senior isn't a bad guy. Our tradition here at the academy is all about helping each other out, you know? Come on, hand the suitcase over to me. I'll take you to the registration desk, and give you a little tour of the campus while we're at it. Our school is massive, it's super easy to get lost. Jiang Wei said, reaching his hand out once again, even trying to slide it over to grope my hand. My eyes instantly turned ice cold. Like hell you get to touch my hand. I really wanted to just smash my fist right into this greasy senior's face. But I held it in anyway. Punching someone feels great in the moment, but it's a total disaster afterward. I'm supposed to be a delicate, fragile goddess right now, so I absolutely cannot break character. I took a deep breath, trying my best to keep up an aloof, icy attitude, just gently shaking my head without saying a word. Then I turned sideways, slipping like an agile fish right through the gap between Jiang Wei and the people around him. The high heels on my feet clicked sharply against the ground, making a rapid clack, clack, clack sound, like I was running for my absolute life. Jiang Wei's hand instantly froze in midair. The guy with glasses next to him pushed up his frames, completely stunned. Kai, man, she completely ignored you. Jiang Wei's pride took a hit. He awkwardly pulled his hand back and let out 2 dry coughs. Totally normal, man. Beautiful girls, you know? They all have a bit of a temper. If a goddess of this level was that easy to hit on, then something would actually be wrong. Saying that, he turned around, staring foolishly at my retreating back. Just breathtakingly gorgeous. That view from the back. Absolutely stunning. I have a feeling, she is definitely going to snag a top spot in this year's campus belle election. By this time, the guy with glasses had already whipped out his phone. Kai, stop swooning. I already snapped a picture of her. That exact moment just now when she lowered her head and blushed. It's an absolute god-tier photo. I'm going to post it on the campus forum right now. Hearing this, Jiang Wei panicked. How are you so damn fast? Hurry up and send it to me. I need it as my wallpaper. A few minutes later, the Shanghai Theatre Academy campus forum absolutely blew up. In just 10 short minutes, the number of replies under the post instantly broke past 100. Which incoming class is she from? Guys, I think I'm in love. You have 1 minute. I need absolutely all the information on this woman. These looks? She absolutely crushes our current campus belle, Su Qingqin. Su Qingqin who? Compared to the girl in the white dress, they're all just basic and average. The guy above me, draw your sword. This is my wife. Meanwhile, I, the very person who had just caused this massive uproar on the forum, was hiding in a deserted corner. Panting heavily and wiping my sweat. I finally made it. The new student registration area is right up ahead. As long as I finish the enrollment process, my mission will be officially complete. I smoothed out my slightly messed up skirt, took a deep breath, and got ready for the final sprint. I puffed out my chest and took confident strides toward the acting department's welcome booth. The welcome booth was set up at the end of the tree-lined path, with red tents lined up in a row. The banner read, "A warm welcome to the new students of the acting department, class of 2026. A few upperclassmen running the booth were lazily hiding in the shade of the tents, fanning themselves, holding iced milk teas in their hands just to stay alive. Suddenly, I felt a ripple of commotion spread through the crowd like a wave. Right after that, every single pair of eyes locked onto me. The first thing I saw was an upperclassman, the ballpoint pen in his hand dropping onto the table with a clack, rolling off onto the floor. Yet no one bothered to bend down and pick it up. Just, beautiful. She's gorgeous. Not just your everyday basic influencer face. It's a completely unique kind of beauty. Striking, pure, yet somehow, fragile and high class. I bit the bullet and walked up to the registration tent, feeling my face burning up like it was on fire. Having all eyes on me like this, for someone who just wants to keep a low profile, it honestly felt like a public execution. Hello, I muttered silently to myself. I decided to keep my mouth shut as much as possible, and just handed over my admission letter and ID. The sophomore girl handling the registration was beaming at me with this huge, doting smile. Her eyes were full of awe and excitement. Hi there, freshman. You are absolutely stunning. You must be the top beauty of the acting department this year, huh? Come on, hand over your ID. Let me get you registered. The round-faced girl enthusiastically took my papers. But the second she looked down, her beaming smile instantly froze. She blinked hard, as if she suddenly forgot how to read. Name, Jiang Bai. Gender, male? The round-faced girl snapped her head up. She stared at my incredibly gorgeous face, then looked back down at the ID. Her brain completely short-circuited. She just sat there, totally stunned for what felt like an eternity. Then, sounding like she was questioning her entire existence, she stammered, Sweetie, this ID. You grabbed the wrong one? Is this your brother's? 10,000 alpacas were screaming internally in my head. I just pressed my lips together and shook my head. Then, I raised a slender finger and pointed at the photo on my admission letter. Sure, the hair and makeup were different. But if you looked closely at the facial features, they perfectly matched the girl in the white dress standing right in front of them. The girl gasped so hard her eyes practically bugged out of her head. A few upperclassmen nearby leaned in to take a look. When they saw the ID, their expressions were absolutely priceless. It looked like they'd just swallowed a whole tube of wasabi. The shock hit them like a ton of bricks. A guy? This insanely hot chick is actually a dude? I really didn't want to stand there like a zoo animal on display, so I tapped the registration form, gesturing for her to hurry up. To her credit, the round-faced girl was somewhat professional. Even though her mind was probably doing backflips, she managed to use her trembling hands to quickly finish up my paperwork. Alright, you're all set. Your dorm is in Zone A, Building 3, Room 404. I grabbed my stuff, feeling like I'd just been pardoned from a death sentence. Gave a quick nod, and spun around to leave. But right at that moment, a system chime rang in my head. Congratulations to the host. The novice mission has been completed. Mission rating: perfect. Distributing reward package. Angelic Voice. Skill unlocked. 10,000 yuan has been deposited into your bank account. It was finally over. I let out a massive sigh of relief, feeling a huge weight lift off my shoulders. Plus 10 grand in cash? Heck yeah, I hit the jackpot. I was in a fantastic mood now, and my steps felt completely weightless. I got to the entrance of Building 3 in Zone A. I grabbed my suitcase and was just about to head inside, when this nerdy-looking guy in thick black glasses suddenly jumped out of nowhere. The guy's face was completely flushed, and he didn't even dare to look me straight in the eye. Looking incredibly shy, he stepped right in front of me, pointed at the signpost nearby looking totally flustered, and finally mustered up the courage to speak. Excuse me, you're going the wrong way. This is the boys' dorm. The girls' dorm is over in Zone B. As he spoke, he kept stealing little glances at me. Looking at this poor, innocent guy, a tiny wave of guilt washed over me. But I had no choice. I mean, it's not like I could actually go to the girls' dorm, right? That wouldn't just be embarrassing, that would straight up be a crime. I'd end up doing hard labor in a prison cell. I stopped in my tracks. I looked at the guy standing in front of me. Well, my mission was already accomplished anyway, so I didn't need to play the mute anymore. I gave him a faint smile, parted my lips, and with my newly acquired, absolutely flawless voice, I hit him with a rich, magnetic baritone. Thanks, bro. But I'm not lost. My dorm is right here. My voice was deep, smooth, and perfectly articulated. The air seemed to freeze in that exact moment. The guy's expression went from bashful, to confused, to sheer terror. And finally, completely petrified. I could practically hear the sound of his little teenage heart shattering into pieces. His eyes went wide, and his jaw dropped so low you could shove a light bulb in his mouth. He stared blankly right at my Adam's apple. A dude? You're a dude? He looked like his entire worldview had just collapsed. This gorgeous girl just opened her mouth and dropped a massive bass voice. But right after that, an even more bizarre, twisted sense of joy washed over his face. He slapped his thighs so hard, his eyes practically lighting up with excitement. Did the school change the rules this year? Are we having co-ed dorms? This is freaking awesome. Oh my god, Mom. I'm staying for my master's. I'm gonna live at this academy forever and never leave. Hopeless. This guy was totally freaking hopeless. While he was still losing his mind, I grabbed my suitcase and bolted straight into the dorm building. The second I stepped into the hallway, the scene was even more chaotic. It was the hottest part of the afternoon, and half the guys in the hall were walking around shirtless. They were strutting around in their boxers carrying wash basins. And then there was me, barging in wearing a flowing white dress. It looked exactly like a helpless little white bunny wandering straight into a wolf's den. Clang! One guy just dropped his wash basin right on the floor. The stainless steel bowl made a deafening screech on the tiles. Am I hallucinating? I gotta be seeing things. Yo, guys, get out here and look. Suddenly, dozens of eyes locked onto me like blazing searchlights. I felt like I was running through a literal hail of bullets, so I instantly kicked it into a 100-meter sprint. Following the route from my memory, I bolted all the way up to room 404 on the 4th floor without taking a single breath. This was it. I pulled out my keys, my hands shaking like crazy. I fumbled with the lock twice before finally getting it in. Click. The door swung open. Thank God, the dorm was completely empty. My roommates hadn't shown up yet. I rushed inside, slammed the door locked behind me, and leaned my back flat against the wood, gasping for air. Safe at last. Man, I finally made it out alive. I I took a quick look around the dorm. It was a standard 4-person setup. Bunk beds with desks underneath, a private bathroom, and a balcony. Not a bad place at all, but I really wasn't in the mood to admire it right now. First things first. Getting this makeup off. I dashed into the bathroom and cranked open the faucet. Forget about cleansing oils or makeup removers. I just grabbed the face wash and scrubbed my face like crazy. Master level makeup skills might be awesome, but taking it all off is a total nightmare. I struggled with it for a solid 10 minutes. When I finally looked up at the mirror again, that drop-dead gorgeous, heart-stopping female face was gone. In its place was a sharp-eyed, clean-cut, and seriously handsome guy. It was still my face, sure, but without all that heavy eye makeup and contouring. That soft, feminine vibe was completely gone, replaced by my usual masculine charm. Phew, now that's more like it. I gave myself a little eyebrow raise in the mirror. Much better. I quickly ripped off that damn white dress, dug through my suitcase, and pulled out a loose white t-shirt and a pair of cargo pants. Perfect. That subtle, lingering awkwardness, and that drafty, insecure feeling down there, finally faded away. I stepped out of the bathroom, rolled that whole female outfit into a tight ball, and aggressively shoved it into the deepest, darkest corner of my closet. I swear on my life, you couldn't pay me to wear that a second time. Just as I finished hiding the evidence, and sat down for a sip of water to calm my nerves, I heard 2 heavy knocks. Someone was at the door. Hello? Anyone in there? Is this room 404? A booming voice called out from the hallway. I walked over and opened the door. Standing there was a guy in a basketball jersey. Absolutely totally ripped. He was hauling 2 massive woven bags. Looking like he was fleeing a disaster zone. Hey there, bro. I'm Lee Yunong. The moment he saw me, he flashed a huge, bright smile and eagerly held out his hand. Hey, I'm Jiang Bai. I shook his hand. Damn, man. Bro, you are seriously good looking. Your skin is so pale, you look almost like a girl. Cough. I mean, like a huge movie star. Yunong was super outgoing, instantly treating me like an old friend as he dragged his massive bags inside. Right after that, the rest of the roommates started showing up. The third guy was Chen Zi. He was your textbook rich kid. The fourth guy was Lin Le. He was pretty short and wore really thick glasses. He gave off major nerd vibes. So, all 4 of us were finally gathered. Following dorm traditions, we all shared our names and hometowns, and quickly ranked ourselves by age. Yunong was the oldest, so he became the big bro of the room. Chen Zi was second, and I landed in the number 3 spot. Lin Le was the youngest, making him number 4, but we hadn't even known each other for 10 minutes. When our rich roommate Chen Zi leaned in looking all mysterious, ready to spill some tea. Guys, did you hear? Some unbelievably stunning girl just broke into our boys' dorm. My heart skipped a beat when I heard that. He kept going. They said she's drop dead gorgeous. Even the dorm mom was completely stunned. I wonder which lucky bastard gets to have a girlfriend out of that league walk him up to his room. I had just taken a sip of my drink, and the next second, I did a massive spit take. Cough, cough, cough. I choked so hard my face instantly turned beet red. Girlfriend, my ass. That was literally me, but I'd rather die than admit that out loud. However, our resident tech nerd, Lin Le, just scoffed and shoved his phone right in our faces. You don't have to rely on rumors. The school forum is already blowing up. The photos have totally leaked. I looked at the screen, and there it was, my picture in drag. And the headline was even more ridiculous. The hopeless romantic sweep. The hottest new girl is already taken. The oldest and second oldest roommates instantly shoved their heads together to look, and then let out a string of absolute curses. Damn, look at that face. You couldn't even Photoshop someone this perfect. I can't believe a 10 out of 10 like her already has a boyfriend. Who is he? I'm gonna challenge him to a duel. Listening to them go absolutely crazy over my picture, I sat there feeling like I was on pins and needles. Are guys actually gonna get off to my picture? Oh my god, this is so freaking humiliating. Bro, you gotta see this. Chen Zi shoved the phone right in my face. I was forced to stare directly at my own picture. I could only awkwardly squeeze out a few words. She's alright, I guess. Alright? The 3 of them instantly exploded. They all yelled at me in unison. Jiang Bai, your standards are way too freaking high. You call this just alright? She is literally a goddess. I was just stressing over how to explain myself, when suddenly, Lin Le, who had been scrolling through his phone this whole time, let out a massive gasp. Mystery solved. He pointed at the comment section. His voice was literally shaking. Someone just dropped a huge leak. This gorgeous girl has been identified. She's in our acting department, batch 2026, class 6. The moment he said that, the entire dorm fell dead silent. The 3 of them looked at each other in shock, and then simultaneously snapped their heads toward me. They stared at me like I was some kind of alien. Bro, if I remember correctly, aren't we also in acting department class 6? The very next second, the dorm erupted into absolute chaos. Doesn't that mean the goddess is in our class? We've got the home court advantage, boys. While they were losing their freaking minds with excitement, I just sat there looking completely dead inside. But of course, my total lack of enthusiasm made Chen Zi suspicious. He narrowed his eyes at me. Hey, man, something's off with you. How could you not react at all to such massive news? Linla pushed up his glasses, a sharp gleam reflecting off the lenses. When faced with a female of this caliber, there are only two reasons a male specimen wouldn't show any mating instincts. Number 1, you're completely impotent. Number 2, before he could even finish his sentence, all three of them simultaneously took a giant step back. They clutched their chests, staring at me with pure paranoia. Jiang Bai, don't tell me you know? We're bros, man. You don't mess with your own crew. My mouth twitched uncontrollably. What the hell do you mean, you know? I'm straighter than a steel pipe. I grabbed an apple and took a vicious bite. Screw off. I just think, this girl just isn't my type. Even though they all roasted me for it, I managed to bluff my way out of it. But what I completely didn't expect was, these three idiot roommates of mine are sitting right across from me, intensely plotting how to hit on me. The irony was just too much to handle. Chewing my apple, I secretly swore to myself, this damn system, if it ever dares to give me a mission like this again, I swear, I'd rather jump off this building. I am never cross-dressing again. For the entire afternoon, my head was buzzing non-stop. That was the sweet sound of money. Oh, wait, no. It was the beautiful melody of system popularity points rolling in. I was totally speechless. One single photo of me in a dress actually made my system popularity points skyrocket to 386. I thought I was about to be filthy rich, but when I opened the system shop, I almost died on the spot. The absolute cheapest skill started at 2,000 points. My pathetic little stash couldn't even cover a fraction of that. But just as I was about to close the panel, a glowing golden roulette wheel caught my eye. Lucky draw. Go big or go home, right? I gritted my teeth. 300 points was just enough for 3 pulls. Let's do this. My first pull gave me a big fat better luck next time. Then came the second pull. The pointer actually landed on a pink square. Charm +1. Phew, at least I didn't walk away empty-handed. I checked myself in the mirror, and it felt like I had a real-life beauty filter on. I was looking ridiculously handsome. But just when I thought that was it, on the final pull, the roulette wheel suddenly exploded with a blinding golden light. A golden legendary drop. My breath caught in my throat. Ding! Special skill unlocked. Androgynous voice? What the heck is this? The ultimate voice-changing trick. I nervously cleared my throat, and tentatively called out to the empty room. Big brother. Even I got goosebumps from it. That ridiculously sweet, syrupy voice. That was me. The very next second, all three of my roommates dropped their phones on the floor at the exact same time. Li Yenon looked like he'd just seen a ghost. Did you guys hear that? There's a girl calling out, Big brother. Chen Zi turned pale with fear. It came from right inside our room. Seeing the three of them about to start a ghost hunt, I instantly switched back to my normal voice. Putting on a confused face, I asked, huh? What voice? I was just zoning out. I barely managed to play it off. Later, when we got to the classroom for our homeroom meeting, my 3 goofy roommates were still looking everywhere for the girl in the white dress from the photo. All I could do was sit there and play dumb. Just then, our counselor made an announcement. The school was hosting a freshman welcome gala. And of course, my damn system suddenly sprang back to life. Main quest triggered. Please, host, perform on stage in women's clothing. Peeved. I almost dropped dead on the spot. Cross-dressing? In front of thousands of students? This is absolute social suicide. But the system completely ignored my panic. Just popped up 3 choices. Option 1. Sing and dance in a schoolgirl uniform skirt. Reward. 1 million in cash. Option 2. Sing Sea of Stars in an evening gown. Reward. Songwriting skills. Option 3. Dance to Hong Jiao Yuan in a traditional Hanfu dress. Reward. Piano skills. I was absolutely dumbfounded. How is this even a choice? This is a straight-up death sentence. But, when my eyes landed on that 1 million in cash, I shamefully wavered. I mean, how much is dignity worth per pound anyway? 1 million. That is a whole 1 million bucks. Isn't it just putting on a skirt and shaking my hips a bit? Anyway, with my master-level makeup skills and flawless gender-bending superpower I just got, as long as I keep my mouth shut, who's gonna know it's me? As a transmigrator, sacrificing myself for art is nothing to be ashamed of. I gritted my teeth and roared at the system. I choose option 1. Instantly, the choreography and vocal techniques for the song Love You flooded into my brain. I felt like I was Cindy Wong herself. As soon as the class meeting ended, I sent my roommates away. Right after that, I took a deep breath and walked step by step toward the podium. The counselor looked up at me. Jiang Bai, you need something? I looked at him, with an incredibly serious expression, and slowly said, Sir, I want to sign up for the freshman welcome gala. Hearing this, Counselor Zhang's eyes instantly lit up. His biggest fear was students lacking drive. That's great. What do you want to perform? Poetry reading or a comedy skit? I shook my head, looking completely righteous. I want to sing. Mr. Jiang picked up his pen, ready to take notes. Singing, huh? A classic pop song? I stayed silent for a second, then solemnly announced, it's an original. A song I wrote myself. The air instantly went dead silent. Mr. Jiang's hand, holding the pen, froze right in midair. He suddenly looked up, and sized me up again as a freshman. An original? These days, every Tom, Dick, and Harry claims to write original songs. But somehow, looking into my eyes, he saw absolute confidence in my work. Mr. Jiang blanked for a second, and nodded. Ambitious. What's the title? Without batting an eye, I spat out 2 words. Mr. Jiang instantly burst out laughing. A love song, huh? Is it one of those sad, bitter ones? I shook my head, my eyes deep and profound. No, it's a sweet song. The kind that'll give you a cavity. Even though Mr. Jiang felt it was super weird for a grown guy to sing a bubblegum pop song, he still signed me up. Preliminaries are the day after tomorrow at 6 p.m. in the main auditorium. Don't embarrass our class. I gave a little smirk, turned around, and walked right out of the classroom. Looking at the sunset, I could almost see $1 million waving right at me. As for my dignity, hey, as long as the price is right, I'll smash my fragile little ego to pieces. But man, the second I got back to the dorm, I completely lost it. My 3 weirdo roommates were huddled around a phone, howling like absolute maniacs. Holy crap, bros, the post about the girl in the white dress just broke 1,000 replies. Someone's even offering a $1,000 bounty just for our goddesses. My other roommate, Linla, let out a scoff. That is an absolute insult to our goddess. It should be at least 5,000. Listening to them thirsting so damn hard over my cross-dressing photo. My brain just short-circuited. Being the only one who knew the truth was pure torture. I seriously couldn't take it anymore. I shot up from my chair. Ahem, I'm gonna go grab a drink. My roommate just waved his hand without even looking up. Go for it. Grab me an ice-cold Coke while you're at it. But obviously I wasn't going out to buy drinks. I took a winding path, sneaking straight into the most secluded little woods on campus. My goal tonight was crystal clear. Find a spot with absolutely 0 people around, and practice my singing. Even though the system had turned the vocals for the song Love You into pure muscle memory. This time, I actually had to sing and dance at the same time. I glanced around. Once I was completely sure the coast was clear, I switched modes in my mind. The gender bender skill activated instantly. Refreshing, cool sensation washed over my throat. I tested out a note. And a crisp, beautifully sweet girl's voice echoed out into the night. God, it was so sweet. I closed my eyes, letting the emotion build up inside me. Then, I just started singing. No backing track, nothing. Just a few lines of a cappella, boosted by that heavenly voice buff. My tone was even more crystal clear than the original singer. It was the kind of sugary sweetness that pierces right to your soul. When I finished the song, I couldn't even stop myself from clapping. That was literally Cindy Wong in the flesh. Well, since the vocals were on point, it was time for the main event. Choreography. I took a deep breath. Humming the melody, my body started to groove. Hop on the left foot, hop on the right foot. Spin around, pop the hip, wink, and finger heart. A 6-foot-tall handsome dude, going all out with a girly pop dance in the middle of the woods. The visual was absolute cringe, but honestly, I was totally lost in the vibe. But of course, I couldn't look cool for more than 3 seconds. Right as I was about to hit that perfect ending pose, a fit of heavy panting completely ruined my rhythm. I'm done for, I gasped, resting both hands on my knees. My lungs felt like they were going to explode as my ass just collapsed onto the dirt. Singing and dancing at the same time is way too damn exhausting. With this fragile, squishy body of mine, I'd probably drop dead the second I got on stage. Right at that moment, a totally gloating, robotic voice suddenly chimed in. Detected host's stamina is completely depleted. How can you be a 3-second man? I instantly flared up. You're the 3-second man. Issuing daily task. Host, please proceed to the track immediately and complete a 10-lap jog. Task reward, stamina, +1. 4,000 meters? I just finished dancing and I'm tired as a dog. This is absolute torture. System, can we talk about this? Task countdown, 59. If the time limit is exceeded, 1 million popularity points will be deducted. A blood-curdling scream pierced the night sky. I launched myself off the ground like a rocket. A negative balance of 1 million? Even if you sold me, I couldn't pay that back. I'll run, okay? I'm running. With tears welling up in my eyes, I dragged my heavy legs and sprinted like crazy toward the sports field. Not long after I bolted, a few striking-looking guys and girls wandered into the little woods. The girl with a ponytail leading the group looked frantic. That's so weird. I swear I just heard the voice coming from over here. The short-haired girl behind her looked absolutely mesmerized. I know, right? That singing was just insanely beautiful. Even as a girl, hearing it made me want to fall in love. Little did they know, the angelic voice they were searching so desperately for was currently being chased around the sports field by a system, panting like a dog. Lap 5. System. Screw your ancestors. After God knows how long of running. Just when I felt like my legs no longer belonged to me, that beautiful, angelic chime finally echoed in my head. Congratulations, host. The daily task has been completed. Reward. Stamina, +1. Instantly, a wave of warmth surged through my entire body. The crushing exhaustion actually faded away quite a bit. I stood up straight and wiped the sweat off my brow. I guess this system has a little bit of a conscience after all. With a thought, I opened my personal stats panel. The very next second, a glowing blue holographic screen, visible only to me, popped up right in front of my eyes. I was completely dumbstruck. Charm. 99 points? This is a straight-up curse. I'm a grown-ass man. What the hell do I need so much charm for? Just thinking about my 3 roommates. Losing their absolute minds over my cross-dressing photo, my butt cheeks clench in fear. I have to lay low. I absolutely cannot let anyone find out that I am that gorgeous girl in the white dress. However, I never in a million years could have imagined, while I was hiding out on the sports field, shivering in panic, the outside world had already completely blown up because of that picture. That damn photo was like it sprouted wings, instantly breaking out of the campus bubble, from WeChat moments to, from online forums to everywhere else. In just a few short hours, hashtags like Shanghai Theater Academy's most beautiful freshman and the ultimate pure love goddess actually skyrocketed straight to the top of the trending lists. Countless thirsty netizens were howling, and the comment sections were completely overrun. Meanwhile, inside a 5-star hotel in the capital, the famous director, Yu Jung, was frowning deeply. His massive palace drama, Schemes of a Beauty, which had been in pre-production for 3 years, was about to start shooting. But as luck would have it, they still hadn't found anyone for the most crucial supporting role, Empress Zhang Yan. This character absolutely needed the pure, untainted beauty of a blooming lotus, combined with a delicate fragility that would break your heart the second you looked at her. Right at that frustrating moment, his assistant called. Director Yu, the investors are trying to shove another of their people into the cast. Shove them in my ass. Yu Jung roared on the spot. I am shooting Schemes of a Beauty, not Ugly Betty. That girl with a face puffed up like a steamed bun actually thinks she can be in my show? Tell her to get the hell out. He slammed the phone down. Yu Jung was scrolling on his phone, thoroughly annoyed, when he saw the poll for this year's campus bell at the Shanghai Theater Academy. He let out a dismissive scoff. These so-called campus bells are getting worse year after year. Still, driven by some inexplicable urge, he clicked on it. The very next second, a photo of a girl in a white dress, looking down with a soft smile, filled his screen. Yu Jung's scrolling finger froze instantly. His eyes widened in absolute shock. He zoomed in on the photo, closer and closer. No heavy makeup, no beauty filters, just an ethereal, pure vibe radiating straight from her bones. Gorgeous. Simply breathtaking. He muttered to himself, isn't she exactly the Empress Zhang Yan I've been looking for? No. She's even more perfect than I could have ever imagined. Goosebumps erupted all over his body. He immediately dialed his assistant. Forget about whoever the hell we were looking at. Right now. Immediately. Find out exactly who this girl in the photo is. I don't care if she's already signed with an agency. Even if you have to tie her up. Drag her here to me. She can name whatever price she wants for the role. Hanging up the phone, he stared at the face on his screen with burning intensity. Baby, you are absolutely destined to become a massive superstar. Meanwhile, I was completely oblivious to all of this. Letting out a huge sneeze, I casually strolled back to my dorm room. First thing the next morning, I opened my system panel out of habit. Current popularity points. 4,250. I bolted upright in bed. Last night it wasn't even at 500. What the hell happened overnight? Did that picture seriously blow up this much? I was grinning from ear to ear. But the very next second, my smile completely froze. The 10,000 bucks the system gave me to start with was basically gone after buying my performance gear. How is it that a grand time traveler like me is flat broke? I seriously need to make a quick buck. But in the system shop, the stock trading skill costs 50,000 popularity points. And selling songs just takes way too long. Just when I was completely at my wit's end, I rolled out of bed and got ready to go for a jog. But as soon as I stepped outside, I heard people buzzing everywhere. Hey, did you hear? Our school just got a god-tier beauty. Well, duh, the campus forums are totally blowing up. That girl in the white dress is absolutely stunning. My heart skipped a beat. I quickly yanked out my phone. Well, ignorance is bliss, but seeing it gave me a heart attack. The very first recommended post on my feed was a video of my cross-dressing photo. 186,000 likes, and 230,000 comments. I sucked in a sharp breath. This thing had totally gone viral. But then I immediately realized something was off. Hey, system, with hundreds of thousands of likes, why are my popularity points only at 4,000 something? Are you skimming off the top? The system's icy, robotic voice chimed in. Only individuals who develop genuine affection for the host and possess the intent to become true fans will generate popularity points. Ah, I get it now. Looks like if I really want to strike it rich, I've got to cultivate a hardcore fanbase. Right while I was grumbling about it, my finger slipped on the screen. An official account popped up. The China Poetry Association. The title of their pinned video boldly read, "The first annual Red Bean Cup National Poetry Competition." I was about to swipe away, but out of the corner of my eye, I caught a few massive words on the cover. First prize, 100,000 yuan in cash. Whoa, my finger slammed on the brakes instantly. I immediately clicked open the details. The theme of the competition, and the deadline was right at 12 noon today. The prize money drops just a week after judging. My heart started pounding out of my chest. This is it. This is practically tailor-made for me. It's 9:30 right now. I still have 2.5 hours. There's still time. I instantly popped open the system store and searched modern love poems. The very next second, the title of a poem caught my eye. To See or Not to See. Price, 500 popularity points. Buy. I didn't even hesitate. A rush of information flooded my brain. I grabbed a seat on a nearby bench and opened the registration link. For the pen name, I casually typed out Li Bai. Then, my fingers flew across the screen as I typed the poem out. Submit. Registration successful. I let out a massive sigh of relief. It felt like that 100,000 was already in my pocket. But little did I know, within just a few minutes of me hitting submit, the review team over at the Red Bean Cup had absolutely lost their minds. A female intern stared at her screen, and suddenly let out a shaky gasp. Oh my god, Chief. It's just so beautiful. I feel like my very soul just got pierced. An older editor frowned and strolled over. He gave the screen a dismissive glance. Title, To See or Not to See. Author, Li Bai? Li Bai? What an arrogant pen name. But the moment his eyes hit the first line, his pupils dilated, and as he read the final line, the veteran editor slammed his hands on the desk and shot up from his chair. Brilliant. What a masterpiece of neither sorrow nor joy. Now this is poetry. This is exactly the modern love poem we've been searching for. Who on earth is this Li Bai? Is this the burner account of some literary heavyweight? Quick, fast track this immediately. Send it straight to the final judging panel. Meanwhile, the very Li Bai who triggered this entire uproar was currently sitting in the cafeteria, biting into a meat bun, juices practically dripping from his mouth. Right now, all I wanted was to scarf down my food, head back to the dorms, and catch up on some sleep. After all, military training kicks off tomorrow. Now that was pure hell mode. The September sun in Shanghai was absolutely scorching. Thousands of freshmen on the field were being drilled to the bone, yet I was the only one standing perfectly straight. The drill instructor's roars were fiercer than the blazing sun, but honestly, I just felt a little warm. So this is the joy of having a cheat system, huh? I felt steady as a rock inside. But to be fair, this kind of insane stamina was actually something I had cried and begged for last night. My thoughts drifted back to the night before, holding a massive fortune of 7,000 popularity points in my hands, my ego totally inflated. System, hit me with a 10 pull. I want to be a macho man. But as the roulette wheel spun, the lights flashed and I was hit with 9 straight thanks for playing. It made me dizzy with rage. Until the 10th pull, a flash of golden light. Ding! Congratulations, host. You have obtained 1 attribute point. Physique +1. I almost coughed up blood. 1,000 popularity points just for this garbage? I wasn't having it. The rage took over. 10 more pulls. This time, my luck was just a tiny bit better. Congratulations, host. You have obtained a skill. Basic acting. Acting? Fine, whatever. At least I'm an acting major. But the remaining 9 pulls? Another perfectly neat row of thanks for playing. 2,000 popularity points down the drain in seconds. My heart was bleeding. Looking at my remaining 5,000 plus points, I completely lost my mind. I refused to believe my luck was this cursed. So, I went for another 10 pull. The first 9 were still the same familiar trash. Just as I was getting ready to numbly accept my fate, an unprecedented flash of pink light completely blinded me. Congratulations, host. You have obtained a special talent, Weeping Beauty. Talent description. When you cry, your tears will possess overwhelming infectiousness and destructive power. I stood there, completely stunned for 3 whole minutes. Then, I let out a desperate groan from under my blankets. System, are you freaking kidding me? I'm a guy. What the hell am I supposed to do with a talent meant for a fragile pick-me girl? Even though the system ignored me, I checked my stat panel. My physique had quietly reached 9. Just 1 step away from the max value of 10. Only 1 point left. Maybe this wave wasn't a total loss after all. Back in reality, I clenched my fists. 9 points in physique is no joke. The guys around me were already dropping like flies from the training, while I was standing there completely fine. But right at that moment, thud, my roommate, Shen Zi, collapsed flat on his face. Bro, I reached out to catch him on pure reflex. But the second my hand touched him, something shocking happened. This idiot actually cracked one eye open and gave me the cheekiest, most exaggerated wink. Oh, man, he was faking it. What acting? As expected of an acting major. His eyes were frantically signaling me, play along, quick. I need to get to the infirmary for the AC. Well, I absolutely had to help a bro out. But right at that moment, my system chimed in. Skill. Basic acting, automatically triggered. In a split second, a weird sensation rushed through me. My eyes instantly filled with pure panic and anxiety. Chen Z, what's wrong with you? My frantic yelling successfully caught the attention of our strict, stone-faced drill instructor. He marched over in giant strides, his glare absolutely vicious. But when he saw my face, completely ridden with worry, his footsteps actually paused for a second. That look, it was just way too sincere. There was no way I was faking it. Reporting to the instructor, I yelled with red eyes, my roommate fainted. He's always been frail and has low blood sugar. This whole speech was so heartfelt and perfectly logical. The suspicion in the drill instructor's eyes vanished almost instantly. Just then, my other two roommates caught on. They wailed at the top of their lungs, "Bro, why did you collapse like this? You can't die." Their wailing was deafening, but they were totally faking it, not a single tear in sight. Their acting was as cheesy as a soap opera. "Hold it right there," the drill instructor roared, his face dark with annoyance. "He fainted, it's not a damn funeral. With acting that bad, don't even think about majoring in drama. Get back in line." Mortified, they awkwardly scrambled back into formation. But not without shooting me a bitter glare. Why does the third bro get away with his acting? They screamed internally. The instructor turned back to me, his tone much softer now. "Alright, you take him to the infirmary. Drop him off and come straight back. Don't even think about slacking off." "Yes sir." I hoisted Chen Z, who weighed over 150 pounds, onto my shoulders. He felt as light as a feather. The perks of my 9.9 physique stats were really showing right now. Under the purely jealous gazes of my entire class, I bolted out of there like lightning. I successfully smuggled Chen Z away. The second we were out of the instructor's sight, Chen Z miraculously came back to life, looking ridiculously smug. I rolled my eyes. If my acting wasn't Oscar-worthy, you would have been dragged right back by the instructor. We chilled in the air-conditioned infirmary for 10 whole minutes, before reluctantly heading back to the field. But of course, the afternoon training was absolute hell. Chen Z turned green. He totally regretted coming back, and the rest of the class was groaning in pure agony. But me? I was still the freshest guy on the field. When the hellish training finally ended for the day, we were all released like prisoners doing hard time. I didn't rush off, though. I checked the time. 5 o'clock. The freshman talent show tryouts were at 6 tonight. For $1 million, and for that damn system quest, I had to transform into a pop sweetheart tonight. But we still had evening drills, and skipping without an excuse meant getting a disciplinary warning. I scanned the area and immediately locked eyes on our class representative standing nearby. "Hey, class representative, wait up." I hurried over to him. "Jiang Bai, what's up?" I quickly pulled him aside and whispered, "Listen, man, I need to take tonight off from training." "Take the night off?" He frowned. "They usually don't allow time off during boot camp." I immediately busted out my prepared excuse, flashing my most sincere smile. "Mr. Jiang, our counselor, specifically asked me to do it. He wants me to audition for the freshman talent show. To win some glory for our class, you know?" As soon as he heard it was an order from the counselor. "Plus, it's for the honor of our class." The class monitor's expression instantly softened. "Oh, so that's what it is. That's definitely important. Since Mr. Jiang arranged it, you go ahead. I'll explain things to the drill instructor for you." "Thanks, monitor." I instantly breathed a massive sigh of relief. Nailed it. By 5:30 in the evening, the blazing sun had finally started to cool down. As I made my way back to the dorm, I was having one last, desperate mental tug-of-war with the system. But the system just poured a bucket of cold water on me. A grown man singing, "Love you," while wiggling his hips and making finger hearts? You'd be lucky if the judges don't just kick you right out. And if you get eliminated, that 1 million cash prize goes right down the drain. Fine. For that kind of money, I'm going all in. Thank God I don't have to wear that humiliating short school uniform skirt for the preliminaries. That white dress in my suitcase can still live to fight another day. But the moment I stepped into the dorm, my heart jumped right into my throat. All 3 of my roommates were actually there. That dress was buried in the deepest corner of my closet. I had to play it cool, casually strolling over to the wardrobe, blocking their line of sight with my body, and then rummaging through the pile of clothes at lightning speed. Ah, there's that silky texture. My heart leapt with joy. I grabbed a corner of the dress and gave it a hard yank. Instantly, a loud crash of tumbling coat hangers echoed through the room. What was that? Li Yunong's head snapped up. Nothing, just my clothes falling over. I broke out in a cold sweat. While they weren't paying attention, I quickly shoved that bundle of white fabric right into my backpack and zipped it up. Perfect. Then I rushed into the bathroom and took a quick shower. After that, I threw on my backpack and bolted for the door. I've got some stuff to do. Be back later. I dashed out of the dorm without looking back, feeling exactly like a thief on the run. From behind me, I could hear the three of them muttering, "Where is he going with such a stuffed backpack?" But I couldn't care less at this point. I sprinted all the way, with a clear destination in mind, the old academic building right next to the main auditorium. Barely anyone ever goes there. It was the absolute perfect spot for my transformation. Once I burst into the men's room and checked the coast, I thought, perfect. I immediately locked myself in a stall and unzipped my bag. I pulled out my complete set of crime scene tools, the white dress, the wig, and the almighty makeup bag. I took a deep breath and told myself, this is a sacrifice for art. Let's do this. 20 minutes later, I stared at myself in the mirror, completely, absolutely dumbfounded.